Guys, welcome back. Tonight, Terry and I are gonna sit down and tell you guys about our love story. A couple people asked us to do that a while ago, and tonight we're gonna make that happen. Guys, for those of you who do not know, Terry and I grew up in the same small town in Afton, Wyoming. We didn't know each other through grade school, junior high.
We knew of each other, but didn't really know each other, I guess. Well, I knew of you, but I didn't know you.
Oh yeah, you probably did. You probably did. She's lying. Everybody knew me.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding. We didn't start hanging out until high school. I was a junior and Terry was a sophomore. We met towards the end of that year. So the first time we met, I was actually walking to my car with a broken arm. I had just gotten in a fight, my first and only fight I was ever in, and broke my wrist. So I'm sure you guys are gonna want the backstory on that, so I'm not gonna skip ahead. We were at state basketball with a bunch of my friends, and one of the guys that we're with, his bags got thrown out of our room. Wasn't me. Some other guys that was with me threw his bags out, and then he confronted me in the hall, and we started throwing a few punches. So he caught my lip, it started bleeding a little bit. I grabbed him, I threw him into the lockers, and then he was going down to the ground, and I was just throwing haymakers at him. And his head got about 6 inches off the ground, and I just gave it one last in the back of the head, and then I got tackled. We both got tackled, our friends broke us up, and I was like, I'm just getting going. Like, come on, guys. So I went to the bathroom to check out my lip, and I leaned on the sink, and the bone in my hand shifted, the one that was broke. And it made me just a little bit sick, and I wasn't really wanting to go to the hospital that day, and it wasn't until I went to class and picked up my backpack that bone moved again, and then I was like, yep, I'm going to the hospital. So went to the hospital, met my mom there. She had gotten a phone call, and she was not happy that I was fighting at school. So later that day, walked in my car, there was Terry. She came up to me and said, hey, how'd you break your arm? Which she already knew.
I played stupid, it was my reason for talking to him.
Everybody knew how I had broken my wrist by that point of the day. And so we just kind of hit it off from there. I remember our first date like it was yesterday, but it seems like I'm doing all the talking, so I'm gonna let Terry fill you guys in on our first date.
Yes, so my dad used to own a dealership that was right on Main Street, and across the street from that was a Maverick, and Clay used to work for a Pepsi company. So one day he was at Maverick stocking the shelves at Pepsi. I had walked across the street from the dealership, asked me on our very first date in Maverick. You forgot that part, didn't you? And anyways, I was super excited, had butterflies. I was nervous, didn't know him very well at the time. So we went to Jackson Hole for our first date. It's just a big group of friends. We went up there, we did some shopping at Kmart. That's all they really have up there at the time. They probably have more now, but
yeah, they didn't have much of a selection back there. So
no.
And we didn't have any in Star Valley, right? Like a King's and a Dana's, which are just like nothing.
Yeah.
And so for us to go to Kmart was just like
big time.
Yeah, we're ballers at Kmart.
And then after our Kmart shopping, I'm pretty sure, maybe this was a different day, but I think we went to dinner at Taco Bell.
At Taco Bell.
I'm pretty sure we went to Taco Bell.
No wonder.
And then we went to a movie after that. I don't remember which movie we saw, but I feel like it might have been like a Transformers movie or something. I don't remember, but that was our first date. It was awkward. I was super shy, very quiet, didn't hardly talk very much. Clay was mad at me because I was being super quiet.
I don't think I was mad. Probably just razzing her just a little bit. I just got tired of hearing my own voice. Wanted to hear, what she had to say.
I'm just a little more shy and quiet till I really get to know somebody, and then I can open up and talk. So that's how the first date went. It was a little awkward, but I knew I liked him, and so we just kept hanging out. And I went on several dates after that. We went to prom together. We went to homecoming together, Morp and Sadie Hawkins together.
So 4 dances. Guys, we have photos. We're gonna find those, and we'll be posting those with this video. So lucky you guys. Guys, one funny thing that happened to us, which it was not funny at the time, but one night we were hanging out. It was me, Terry, her sister Alex, and my buddy named Mike. And we were in my Jeep and we were just doing some off-roading. And my Jeep was incredible, like climbing hills and stuff like that. So we like climbed this hill, came back down. We went further up this canyon. And I'm like, I'm gonna cross this river, right? That seemed like a cool idea. So I
He's
crossed.
trying to impress me still at this point.
You were already impressed, I know you were. And so I crossed the river and I got over there and I turned around and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna come back, pull up on the road and we'll get out of here, right? Well, as I'm coming back, my back tire dropped off into a hole and water just started rushing inside the Jeep. And things started filling up quick.
It was scary.
It was scary.
It went down on my side of the car. So like my side started going underwater first. And of course he like opens his door and he's standing there staring at his Jeep going underwater and I'm looking at him like, get out of the freaking way, we're gonna drown. Anyway, so I jumped across him and jumped out of the Jeep and...
I was trying to think how I could save it, like just drag it.
I know, but I'm like, I'm getting soaked and he's
I felt so stupid. So I grabbed my cell phone and grabbed my wallet and we all hopped out of there and we walked down the canyon. And as soon as I had cell service, I called a buddy of mine. I was like, hey man, we're gonna need your dad's truck. And so we got his dad's big Dodge truck. We drove up there and we took a tow strap and we tied it on the front of the Jeep. And I'm like, yeah, I should just pull it right out, right? Well, it rips like my brush guard and bumper right off. Like I couldn't, the water was so swift that I couldn't get underneath there to get to the frame. So I'm like, I'll just hook to my brush guard, right? It should be hooked to the bumper, which is hooked to the frame. It should all work, right? It's one piece. Nope, just ripped it right off. And so once that was gone, I was able to get down to the frame because now it's exposed and got it tied on, pulled the Jeep out, took it home and had to face the music with my parents. They were not happy. So I still get jokes like, hey, you should get a propeller for the back of your Jeep, you know, or like, I got jokes like that for a long time. Even when I go back to Star Valley, people bring that up. So kind of funny.
That was a funny one.
So one more funny story for you guys. And it always seems like it involves me, you, your sister, and some other guy.
We were kind of the trio that had all sorts of interesting things happen when we were together.
That's true. So we went to a football game over in Rawlins, Wyoming, and we were in my buddy's car, which was like an old Subaru. And when we were over there, we were kind of just, waiting for the game to start. We were kind of driving his car around different places. And I mean, it was a beater, but it was fun, right? So anyways, after the game is over, we stopped at McDonald's because there wasn't many options over there. And the football team was there and that's where we went, right? And so we made this joke like, hey, if you guys see us on the side of the road, stop and pick us up, right? We
totally joking.
Yeah, we should have knocked on wood or something like that, right? We were totally kidding. And so we got done eating first, we got in the car and we got on the freeway. And as soon as I'm getting up to speed, like 75, 80 miles an hour, the back tire falls off. Like just gone, right? So I'm looking in the rearview mirror and there are sparks shooting behind us like 100 feet in the air. Like it was incredible. It's like a fireworks show. And the car's like fishtailing back and forth and I finally get it to go off the road and into a sand pile. Right, so I look over like Terry and his sister, like their head is down in their hands.
No, my sister she was in the back seat. She sits up and looks out the back window and sees these sparks flying and she just starts laughing, like uncontrollably laughing. And I'm sitting up front next to Clay and I can tell like something's really bad. And I'm trying to tell her to like be quiet because he's trying to drive and figure this whole thing out. She's just dying laughing. And anyways, it's funny to look back on it now and laugh about it, but
it was definitely scary.
Yeah, so we ended up getting it stopped and we get out and lo and behold, 2 minutes behind us comes the school buses full of football players and they happened to see us on the side of the road, stopped and they picked us up and all four of us had to ride the bus home with the football players.
But we made it home. My buddy and his dad went back to get his car later. They took one of those car hauler things and picked it up, but kind of a crazy story. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah, crazy.
So Terry and I dated off and on throughout high school until I moved to Logan to go to Utah State, and I was at Utah State for a year, and we were kind of dating off and on then, but it was kind of hard. living so far apart. And then Terry finally moved down to go to beauty school in Logan. So we dated there for quite a while. We went on many dates. We'd always go out to like the ice hockey place where the college team played hockey. Went to a bunch of hockey games. So just a lot more things to do around Logan than Star Valley.
Yeah, for sure.
Go to football games, stuff like that. But how I proposed to Terry was we were at dinner at a place called the Bluebird. It's kind of like an old style restaurant that everybody knows in Logan, right? It's just one of those places, right? So we had dinner, and after dinner was over, that's when I got down on one knee and asked Terry if she would marry me.
My happily obliged.
She said no, walked out. Then I had to run out. No, that was a joke.
I said yes. I was excited.
As you should have been.
So after we were married, we lived in Logan for probably like 6 months before we moved down to Utah County, where we have been ever since. We love it here, and I think we'll just probably end up staying here unless we decide to be crazy one day and move somewhere crazy like Hawaii.
Yeah, that could happen.
In my dreams, that's what will happen.
Oh, really?
We'll move to Hawaii. But, you know, we moved down here. Clay was working on homes and the real estate market and things like that. And then we had 4 crazy kids, and life has just been one roller coaster whirlwind since then.
That is very true.
Guys, we have a little game we're gonna play really fast of kind of like who knows who better, or
who's better at what, like
Yeah.
that type of thing.
All right, so we're gonna have Claire Bear come out and ask us these questions, and we will answer them. It's gonna be pretty comical, I'm sure.
Who made the first move?
I did.
I agree.
Who was the first to say I love you?
That was definitely me.
I can't remember, but I'll let you have that one.
Who's more romantic?
Me.
Not true. Not true. That is me. That's 2 in the Clay column.
Who plans more celebrational like date nights?
That would be me.
Agreed.
Who never forgets anniversary dates?
Me.
Sorry.
Who's the best driver?
Me.
I feel like Mom wrote these questions.
Who is better when it comes to directions?
Definitely Clay.
Yeah. Terry doesn't. Like, if it wasn't for maps, she wouldn't find any place.
It's true.
Who is more likely to start an argument?
That might be equal.
Yeah.
Who has to have the final word?
Terry.
It's true.
Who is messier?
Messier?
That's probably equal too, I would say.
Yeah, we're not very messy.
Who's more dramatic?
Mom.
Who's more stubborn?
Mom.
Who's more adventurous?
Adventurous? That'd be me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's a better dancer?
Oh,
I would say Dad.
Clay.
crazy good dancer.
Who's better at keeping secrets? Mom.
Yeah, I'm terrible at keeping secrets. Don't tell me anything that you want to keep secret, because I have to tell someone.
Clay can't keep a secret for nothing.
Who has a bigger wardrobe?
Mom does. Mom's one of those where it's just like, hey, where'd you get that shirt? Well, I've had this one forever. She tells me that all the time. However, her shirts are now taking over her pants rack, and her pants are getting pushed back. So she's got a huge wardrobe.
Who has the best sense of style? Mom does.
Claire's answering your questions for us.
That's rude.
Who checks himself out in the mirror more? Most.
I might flex in front of the mirror a couple times, but Terry's also looking at herself in the mirror as well, just to make sure that everything's good, right?
Who has the best jokes? That's Dad.
It's me.
I like Clay.
Who's more likely to be running late?
Running late? I am never running late. I am very punctual. It runs in Terry's family to run late.
It's true.
Who has more speeding tickets? That's true.
Got a handful of those.
Who's needier when they're sick?
Who's needier when they're sick?
Uh-huh.
Definitely Clay.
Well, so hang on a second. Hang on a second. That's true. I know that's true. But I heard on the news the other day that guys feel more pain when they're sick. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How can that even be like?
I don't know. It was just, it's on the news, so you got to believe it.
I don't know how you would compare that, and I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Who's more likely to cry during a sad movie?
Ooh, I would say that's probably equal.
Really? I've cried through many movies, Claire. Many. There's nothing worse than like being out with people or being at somebody's house, and then they play a sad movie, right? And then you're trying to hide it. You know, like
Clay's actually probably cried through more movies than I have.
I'm a grown man. I don't know why.
What would be better in the wilderness?
Not me.
I could survive. I'm a survivor.
Okay, who does the laundry most? Does the laundry?
Me.
Who does the dishes the most?
Me.
Whose car is the cleanest?
Mine.
Well, I think just because she got a new car.
Yeah, she has a new car, and plus, what I do for work, you know, I always get like cabinet doors or parts like that in there, so it's hard for me to have a nice, clean truck all the time.
Okay. Who has a better taste in music?
I definitely do. Terry's into Wilson Phillips. I'm into everything.
Nothing wrong with Wilson Phillips.
I know, but I got a better taste because I have like a bigger variety, right?
I feel like we agree most of the time on the music, though. It's not like it's something that divides us by any means. We both like the same stuff for the most part.
Who do you love the most?
Each other.
Oh, that's me.
And then the kids.
And that's all 35.
35? Wow, it's a lot of questions. Guys, you just learned a lot about us. We hope you enjoyed our love story. We appreciate you guys watching. We love you and see you guys back here tomorrow.